Good morning. I am Stan Luger, and as chair of the Faculty Senate, it is my role to introduce President Andy Feinstein for his first State of the University address. Typically, this kind of introduction would review key aspects of our new president's career or the type of person he is, as few on campus would know much about him or would have had a chance to meet him. But my bet is that President Feinstein has already met just about each and every one of you. With seemingly boundless energy, he has already reached out to the campus community by attending scores of events and attending countless meetings with every possible group on and off campus. For those who haven't met Andy, let me note a few things. A native Californian, he received his BA and MA from UNLV and his PhD from Penn State. He rose through the ranks from faculty member to dean, and most recently was the provost at San Jose State University. When I was elected chair of the Faculty Senate last spring, I called my counterpart at San Jose State to find out what kind of person Andy is. He sent me the resolution that their Senate had passed, lauding Andy's accomplishments, which noted his compassion, his openness, and his commitment to shared governance. But two particular items in the resolution stood out, and I quote, "Provost Feinstein has elevated the fashion sensibility of the campus through his thoughtful selection of really cool socks. And Provost Feinstein is one gnarly surfer dude." While I can't attest to his surfing ability, I have noticed that he does have some really cool socks. President Feinstein comes to UNC at a pivotal moment in our history. As we all know, state funding is no longer a large factor in our budget. Although we remain a state-regulated institution, we are more and more like a private institution, reliant upon tuition for our operations. Our budget, as we also all know, demands immediate attention. President Feinstein has shown me that he is ready and able to confront the large challenges that we face. And thus, it is my pleasure to introduce and welcome President Andy Feinstein.
Well, thank you, Stan, for the introduction. And thank you and the Faculty Senate for being so engaged and making me feel welcome. And yes, I do love crazy socks, but I'm not so sure anymore about the gnarly surfer dude. Thank you for the compliment. Well, good morning, fellow Bears. Good morning. We're just about a month into the fall term, and already I have seen, heard, and experienced enough to know that my wife Carrie and I made the right decision to come to Greeley. Hopefully, you already know how passionate I am about serving students and ensuring that they succeed in college and in life. I have enormous respect for UNC's legacy as Colorado's normal school and a longtime national innovator in education. As a new guy, I suspect some of you are hoping to hear my vision for the future of our university. But after just 79 days on the job, I'm still listening and learning. It seems premature to talk about a long-term blueprint. I'm pretty sure a lot of important insights and good ideas lie beyond the fourth floor of Carter Hall, and I want to hear them. I do know this: advancing UNC will demand the best of all of us. So today, I'm going to focus on what I've been hearing so far from you, from alumni, from community and business leaders in Greeley and Weld County, and from our friends across Colorado. Let me begin with a few personal notes. The Feinsteins have quickly fallen in love with UNC and with Greeley. You have embraced us so warmly. How warmly? Our son Nicholas and I were greeted by name at the Greeley DMV office. No one gets welcomed at the California DMV. Our daughter, Rachel, baked homemade cookies for our new neighbors, and it took all day to deliver them because everybody wanted to talk with us. We knew that uprooting our family would be especially hard. Nick is a high school senior, and Rachel is a high school freshman. But you've welcomed our family into the Bear family, and Carrie and I are deeply grateful. Speaking of which, would you like to meet Carrie? Carrie, would you mind standing? So everybody meet Carrie Feinstein. She's my wife, my partner, my best friend. And I'm eager for you to get to know her. As I shared with the Presidential Search Committee, when you get me, you get the Feinsteins. By the way, Carrie's maternal great-grandmother, Dorothy Black, attended Greeley Normal School in 1911, and she lived a few blocks from here on 11th Avenue. She left after her first semester for financial reasons and took a teaching job near Salida. Still, how wonderful is it that Carrie followed her great-grandmother to Greeley more than 100 years later. We were meant to be here. Nick and Rachel could not join us today because they are in classes at Greeley Central. But I'm also proud to say that Nick is a starting midfielder on Greeley Central's varsity soccer team. We are committed to being visible, on campus and off. So if you see us, please stop and say hello. Since early July, I have been on a whirlwind tour of our campus, Greeley, Weld County, and the state of Colorado. I'm moving at high speed, and I know this takes a little getting used to. The frenetic pace is intentional because there's a lot to take in. But I have to admit, I am thoroughly enjoying it. For us to realize our potential, we all need to understand UNC's legacy as Colorado's normal school and as a respected leader in educational innovation. This sets us apart from every institution of higher learning in our state. It enriches all of our degree programs, and it's a distinction we must own. Nurturing this legacy requires strong leadership, and I am fortunate to have inherited a solid group of senior leaders. I've asked you all to move at warp speed, and I appreciate your willingness to do that. Please join me in thanking my cabinet. I inherited this presidency from Kay Norton, who loyally served UNC from 2002 through her retirement in June. The typical university presidency lasts about 6 years, and Kay served here for 16. Many presidents are remembered for their tough choices, while their successes fade from memory or go unappreciated. There are a couple things I want us all to remember about Kay Norton. Without her, the campus common might well have remained just someone's grand idea. Kay's dogged pursuit of public and private funding and her focus on what would happen inside the commons propelled the project forward. Our students, our campus, and the Greeley community will benefit when it opens this spring. Kay also steered UNC's transition into the Big Sky Conference. She insisted that athletics be deeply integrated into the fabric of our campus. And she cares more about substance, who and what we are, than she does about rankings or badges, as she often calls them. I have witnessed several presidential transitions. Some went pretty well, others were kind of awkward. I will spare you the details. Kay, not many people know how generous you have been to me with your time and your insights, or the lengths to which you have gone to support this leadership transition. I remember meeting you and Tom for the first time. You were decked out in blue and gold with a bear necklace and bear earrings. You love UNC, and Carrie and I will strive to be worthy successors. All success is achieved on the shoulders of others. UNC is better for Kay's steady, solid hand over the past decade and a half. Please join me in thanking her. Thank you. Well, we have another former UNC president here today. We also are honored to have President Emeritus Dick Bond joining us. I would like to recognize student trustee Malika Michelle Fuller, faculty trustee Joan Kleinfelter, student body president Tim Hernandez, classified staff council chair Maggie Kinney, and professional administrative staff council chair Shawana Kimbrough Hayward. We are also honored to have a number of community leaders here as well. I'll introduce them all and then ask you to help me welcome them. From the City of Greeley, Mayor John Gates and City Manager Roy Otto. From Ames Community College, President Leah Bornstein. From Greeley-Evans School District 6, Superintendent Deirdre Pilch. From UC Health, Greeley Hospital President Marilyn Schock. And from the Greeley Chamber of Commerce, President Sarah McQuitty. Let's talk about our university. It is a great time to be a Bear. We have a strong foundation on which to build. Our faculty love to teach. You care about our students, and you are motivated to share your knowledge with others. You understand that at a place like UNC, teaching and research is complementary, not in conflict. And staff members, you demonstrate daily how much you care about this university and our students. Our students are the faces of Weld County in Colorado. They reflect the rich diversity of our region and our state. If you want to see this, just go on a campus tour, which I've done a couple times over the past several weeks. More than a third of our incoming first-year students are first in their families to go to college. They are today's pioneers. As UNC works to serve the people of Colorado, we are also getting closer to being a Hispanic serving institution. We have a tremendous opportunity to serve this growing population, and we will be intentional about it. Our beautiful campus is intimate enough to feel like home, yet expansive enough to provide a diversity of thought and experiences. We are located in one of the fastest growing regions in America. Our alumni, they love their alma mater. They're eager to help and anxious for UNC to be better appreciated. I hear this everywhere I go. Fort Collins, Sterling, Colorado Springs, and right here in Greeley. Every alumnus has a unique story, but they share a common bond. UNC became their home. They want to preserve its distinctiveness and intimacy, and they want others to know how special it is. They value their degree. When I visited Denver, one alum told me, "I'm proud to say that I use my political science degree every day since graduating from UNC." He also implored us to increase our visibility into the Denver metro area and to better connect fellow Bears with each other. We should do that, and we must do that. I have also visited several community colleges, including Ames, where President Bornstein has been more than gracious. Our historic commitment to this region makes UNC the logical destination, the obvious destination for transfer students seeking high-quality four-year degrees. Business leaders in Greeley, Weld County, and across Colorado tell me that they need more graduates. They are willing to teach them the technical skills, but they need us to send them graduates who are adaptable learners, culturally adept critical thinkers, and effective communicators. Given UNC's legacy for educational innovation, we are better positioned than any university to do this. In late August, I met Zach Souffrent and Brianna Kelsch during a visit to the town of Sterling. Zach interned at the Colorado Popcorn Company while studying at the Kenneth W. Monfort College of Business. He had transferred to UNC from Northeastern Junior College. After Zach and Brianna graduated in 2017, they purchased the company, and in just a year, they have doubled sales. Zach told me that UNC taught him to learn something new every day, and he's applying that insight to growing their business every day. For one thing, he's figured out how to get product endorsements. Community members also tell me how much they value UNC. To them, we are a primary source of intellectual, artistic, and cultural enrichment. They want us to be an active and engaged civic partner, and they are willing to help us address UNC's challenges. As Colorado's original teaching college, education is not just in our DNA, it is our DNA. Graduates like Zach Souffrent are taking what they've learned at UNC and putting it to use in every facet of their lives. We really do create lifelong learners, and this is rarer than you might think, and something in which we should take great pride. Before coming here, I served at several other universities. All have federally funded research agendas. All field competitive athletics programs, most in Division I. All are located in vibrant communities with many extracurricular opportunities. UNC has all of these things and more. We are considerably more intimate than most of our Colorado sister institutions. And this doesn't mean we can't grow, by the way. We have the capacity to add students, and we should within reason. We also have to develop new programs and services, especially where they directly improve student success. And our research productivity surely has to increase. Balancing intimacy with institutional health and focusing on the success of every single student is how we create lifelong learners. And we will take the necessary steps to ensure that people across Colorado and beyond understand and appreciate this. I occasionally hear that UNC has outgrown its roots as a normal school, and I don't think so. It is true that our founders might not recognize us. The normal school opened with 96 students and 4 instructors. Today, we serve 13,000 students and 5 colleges, offering more than 200 baccalaureate, master's, and doctoral programs. We operate 3 satellite campuses, and some students pursue degrees and certificates online, rarely, if ever, setting foot on campus. To me, this validates the original normal school mission. All of our graduates take a strand of that DNA with them into schools and every corner of our society. Our forebears would be proud of our Math and Science Teaching Institute and Northern Colorado Math Circles, which support mathematics educators and students, and proud of the University of Northern Colorado Cancer Rehabilitation Institute, which helps patients learn how to live with and beyond their illness, and proud of UNC's acclaimed School of Music, which brings world-class artistic brilliance to audiences near and far, and proud of our cultural and resource centers that not only support the unique needs of UNC students from diverse backgrounds, but also enrich our campus community. We have always led the way in teacher preparation. Today, we create nurses and geographers, accountants and entrepreneurs, artists, scientists, social change agents, and more. We create lifelong learners like Zach Souffrent, and tinkerers and toy makers like Sphero's Adam Wilson, change agents like Henrietta Fore, Executive Director of UNICEF, and Colorado Teachers of the Year, most recently Christina Randall in Colorado Springs. We can be proud to be advancing our founders' grand mission and proud to be Bears. The year ahead is full of promise. We have new leadership in the College of Natural and Health Sciences. Dean Burkhard Englert came to UNC in July from California State University, Long Beach. Dean Englert, would you mind standing for a moment so our campus can recognize and appreciate you? We will also complete a successful $45 million fundraising campaign this spring. We will open Campus Commons, which will be a hub for student services and campus community engagement. We will bring Greeley a year-long array of live theater, musical, and artistic performances. Men's and women's basketball squads will return to action after last year's record-setting seasons on the national stage. Go Bears! We will use next spring's investiture to renew and revitalize our connections with alumni and with community. And last but not least, in October, Roma Pizza will celebrate its 30th anniversary. We also face some challenges, which I will continue to be direct and transparent in addressing. First, there is a $10 million budget deficit to erase. We will fix it, but it will require tough choices. And it isn't someone else's problem, it's our problem, and we're going to address it together. Second, I know there's a hunger for transparency, a desire for faculty, staff, and students to have input in decision-making. I've already convened a Presidential Leadership Council with broad campus representation, and we will be meeting every other week. We will also have a series of budget conversations, open to everyone, to make sure that we all understand our budget realities. Third, it is clear that we must do more to retain the students we have and make it easier for all students to graduate in less time. We aren't alone. Campuses everywhere face similar challenges. When I was a provost, this was my top priority, and it is a top priority for interim provost Theo Calico. Working together as a campus, we will make significant, steady improvements in retention and graduation rates. We will narrow achievement gaps for traditionally underrepresented students and someday eliminate them entirely. Related to this, I know that some of our underrepresented students have not felt fully supported or, in some cases, fully welcomed. This is unacceptable. We will remain committed to acting on the results of our campus climate survey, and we must ensure that everybody knows about this commitment. At the same time, we will continue to evolve as a welcoming and inclusive environment that looks to strike the delicate balance between civil discourse and protected free speech. Fourth, community leaders tell me that they want us to be more visible and externally engaged. As I've said, opening the Commons is an opportunity to revitalize these connections and demonstrate that we are committed to meaningful community engagement. Last, there is a hunger to see UNC's story told loudly and proudly. The alumni I've met are clamoring for us to be more visible in Greeley, throughout the state, and especially in and around Denver. Market research tells us that UNC is seen as the proverbial middle child in Colorado higher education. We're a little too quiet, a bit too polite, and far too often ignored. This has to change, and working together, I am confident that it will. Many things attracted me to Greeley and UNC. Its Midwestern vibe, strong community spirit, and rich history. I care a lot about history. I'm proud to tell you that my office desk was once used by this university's fourth president, John Crabb. Credit is due to Stephen Abbott for finding the desk and bringing it back to its original luster. I hope you'll stop by and take a look at the desk with me when you have some time. Our past really is a guidepost for the future. Novelist James Michener described UNC as a major influence in educational renovation, a place of great excitement in the midst of being converted from a typical normal school into a national leader. When you worked at Greeley, you worked at the top of the educational effort. He concluded by fondly describing UNC he knew as feisty. Feisty. I like that. I will close by invoking Greeley Normal School class of 1910. The Horace Mann Gate on 10th Avenue near 18th Street was the class's gift to the university. Inscribed on the gate is our class motto, rowing, not drifting. Rowing demands collaboration, tenacity, coordination, persistence, and focus. It's hard work. It would be easy enough to just drift, glide along with the currents, accept whatever comes our way. I want us to be rowers, not drifters. I want us to row together with purpose, as faculty and staff, as students and community members, as alumni and friends of the university. I want us to seize opportunities and anticipate the rapids. There's a lot to do, so let's get rowing. Thank you. Thank you. So I have been told that we have some time for questions. And who would like to begin? I see some hands being raised. Lynn? I heard it's tradition for you to ask the first question at these, so I appreciate the question.
Thank you. My question actually, President Feinstein, does have to do both with tradition and academic innovation. With the DNA strands you referred to, if you take academic tradition and academic innovation, how would you protect the best qualities of academic tradition while procuring the future of academic innovation?
Well, I think the tradition that we talk about here is the foundation as a normal school and the emphasis that we place in education and learning. And that transcends just the College of Education, but everything that we do here. And providing opportunities for us to be more effective in the classroom, to learn and be flexible are ways in which I think we can embrace both the tradition of the university and also the future of educational innovation on this campus. You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody. President Feinstein, you spoke about anticipating rapids.
Yes.
As a HSI potential university, we were looking at retaining students. You spoke about being a provost and transitioning into this position. I don't know why, I just got really tired. Wow. Sorry.
Come up here and try it. It's even more tiring.
Got up too high, I guess. Stood up too quickly. At HSI, we have the potential rapids of retaining students. What have you seen work in your transition from a provost to this position that you hold now that can benefit our university?
I think every university has different challenges in addressing student success and retention rates. It's some of the work that we're doing right now with Stephanie and our student success programs. Some opportunities may be looking at ways in which we can work more effectively with our community college and our K-12 partners about college readiness. It could be about addressing models here for advising, ensuring that our students have proper and enough advising throughout their first year here. It could be on identifying the classes they're taking, make sure they have enough classes and that they're taking a full load. And it could also be ensuring that they have a sense of place on campus. So much of learning takes place outside of the classroom, and students that feel engaged and a part of the university are most often more likely to stay. Well, it's a quiet group this morning. I like that. You have a question over there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm a professor in the sociology department, and I heard you say that we surely needed to increase research productivity among faculty.
We do.
So I agree. So same question, what have you seen work, and if you have any plans or ideas for how to help make that happen and help us do what we love to do?
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about that over the last couple of months here. Part of it is understanding faculty workload and whether or not they have the time and opportunities to pursue research, scholarship, and creative works. Part of it is, are we investing resources in seed grants so that faculty can get started as a new faculty member, but also a continuing faculty member to do research. And it's about creating a culture of research. We generate about $5 million of sponsored research activity here. And for a campus of our size and the length of time we've been pursuing research, we should be producing tenfold that. You're welcome. Tim.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. I just have a really quick question. So I think you touched on really pivotal components of an idea or a plan of action in identifying like a UNC identity and really kind of how we can invest into these different facets of our campus so that we can be proud of who we are and this identity. How do you seek in collaborating and working with the variety of experiences on our campus, whether it be students, faculty, staff, administration, to kind of build that identity collaboratively?
Well, I think the first thing to do is, hopefully what I have been doing and will continue to do, is listening and learning. You and I have probably spent several days together I must have seen you at a dozen events. And so listening and learning to the campus community, understanding students and their interests and concerns, determining what their challenges are, I think is important. Part of it is just building a culture of communication and transparency through my actions and the actions of my cabinet and the actions of our administrative team. That's step one. And then throughout the year, we're going to be having some focus groups. I'll be meeting, I know with you a couple of times, with students and Roy Otto about how the students can be more engaged with the campus community. I'll be meeting with every department, faculty members throughout the year and listening to them and getting a sense of what they need to be more successful and what their challenges are. But it's going to be developing a collaborative environment where we communicate, where we understand each other, and we'll work together on developing plans that really, I think, isolate and identify what makes this place special moving forward. We have one right here, too, next, I believe.
Hi, Dean
Hi.
McBain from Conference and Event Services. And you mentioned that campus...
That's the end of your question. Next question, please.
Campus Commons is opening in the spring.
Yes.
And you also were talking about the engagement with the community. So
Yes.
I was just curious as to what some of your ideas are, how we're going to continue to engage students from a hospitality
Right.
angle, not only on a campus level, but also local, state, and national.
Right.
How are we going to welcome some of those people to that building,
Sure.
as well as making sure that the rest of campus remains vibrant?
I think the first component is internally, and when I arrived and Theo and I spoke, we decided that it would be in the best interest of Campus Commons to involve the bursar's office team, registrar's office team, and others to actually talk about what should be in there and how they would work more effectively together. And so part of that process is really including the staff and students in the discussion of what actually is most important to be in Campus Commons. That's the first part. The second part, and I've had a brief conversation with Roy about this, is talking to students and getting a sense of ways in which our university could be more connected to the community. And certainly that is one of the gateways on this campus is Campus Commons. And so listening to John and to Roy, the mayor, and the city manager, understand ways in which we can actually make sure that we are opening our gates widely and providing opportunities for people in the community to engage with the university. And we'll be moving forward with those ideas this fall.
Good morning, Mr. President. You spoke about expanding academic and athletic organizations on campus. But what about other organizations like the Bear Pantry and student outreach support services that are less supported and under-recognized? How will you help expand and benefit these organizations to benefit students in the community?
Well, I can talk a lot about the cultural centers. I think I've been to all of their events over the last couple of weeks, except for the Veterans Center, which is still on my list. So first, it's about spending time with these centers, understanding what their needs are. I will tell you, in my experiences over the last couple of months, and particularly the last couple of weeks, our cultural centers really are a distinctive part of this university. They are special, and they provide not just an opportunity for students to get together, but almost it's a home. These aren't just doors and offices and buildings. These are freestanding facilities that students and staff and faculty treat as a home. So I'm committed to ensuring their success and working with them to make them even more successful and effective. Now, you brought up some other items like Bear Pantry and other things. And certainly there are a number of opportunities in this campus in which we can support students and support staff. The challenge we're going to have is, and I talked about this earlier about the budget, is we do have a $10 million structural deficit. And so we're going to have some conversations weighing what we can do and what maybe is a second priority. And I don't have an answer to that yet. That's part of the reason I have a Presidential Leadership Council, and we're working on discussing those trade-offs and those priorities. But I'm certainly committed to the success of our students, and I'll be focusing quite heavily on that in the next coming years. Yes, Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I wanted to give you the opportunity to provide a few comments about your view of the intersection of graduate programming, graduate education, and research on our campus.
Yeah, and I'd like to expand on that, not just graduate research, but undergraduate research. I think faculty members who are engaged and involved in research and students that are involved in research, that relationship is something that I coveted as a student, and it was one of the reasons that I became an academic administrator. And so I am fully supportive of research, and I'd like to see us do more on the undergraduate side. We have 10,000 undergraduate students, and I'm sure many of them are doing research, but it'd be nice to have more of them involved in research moving forward. We also produce, I think, over 85 PhD students a year here. And those future faculty members, teachers, educators, are really spreading the brand across this country, and I think that's also very valuable. And I'm certainly very supportive of growing and expanding our research programs, and would like to see more about, particularly this fall, what we're doing in undergraduate research focus. Question back there.
Yeah, I was wondering about budget decisions, because I know you said that as far as laying out a vision, you are still listening to people and trying to identify what are the most important ways that we can move forward as a university. But it's my understanding that the budget for next year starts to be laid out, or is kind of in one of its final stages in October. And so I'm assuming you guys have already had to start making some of those decisions. And I'm wondering how long you see us being in this hole, and whether you see any kind of light at the end of the tunnel at this point.
Wow. I don't have a timeline per se, and although there is preliminary budgeting going on right now and discussions with the cabinet, and we'll also have some discussions with the President's Leadership Council next week, nothing is firmed up. There's no budget, there's no decisions that have been made on a grand scale to address our structural deficit. What we're working on, and Michelle is working on, and my team is working on, is setting up a menu of items that we need to discuss first at the President Leadership Council to determine what things we should pursue to get a sense of what their impact would be on our budget. And there's two sides of that. Some of it is cost savings measures and reducing the amount of money that we're spending, and some of it is on revenue growth strategies, what we can actually do to increase revenue. Now, we're in an increasingly competitive market space. As we all know, it's certainly Colorado State is doing a wonderful job, and so is CU. But also Metro State and Mesa, we have another couple of campuses in Colorado that are doing a great job, and certainly we need to understand how the opportunities for students are expanding in Colorado and what that means for overall enrollment. We also obviously have to be concerned about raising tuition for our students, and putting all the onus of our budget deficit on the backs of our students is something we cannot do. So those are the kind of conversations that we're having right now as a cabinet, and we will be having with the President's Leadership Council. But by no means will we have a solidified budget in October for next year. We'll be working on this throughout the year. But we will have a plan this year. We must have a plan in moving forward. I think we have time for a couple more questions.
Good morning.
Good morning.
From your perspective, what role does mental health play in the success of students, and how do you see the role of university counseling centers?
Certainly, mental health and the health of all of our students and faculty and staff is of great importance to us. And I think it's important that I better understand counseling services and the support that we provide at this university. I don't think I've spent enough time yet in knowing exactly what services that we offer. What I have heard from others is that we may be understaffed, and the caseload of some of our counselors is significant, and that we are concerned about providing the type of support that we should be providing at UNC to our staff and faculty and students. So it's something I care greatly about, and it's an area in which I need to do some more work and better understanding.
Hi.
One more question. There we go. Last question.
I'm going to be the last person.
Yes, make it good.
Oh, goodness. With my sick voice and everything. Good morning. I'm Talia Carroll, Director of the Marcus Garvey Cultural Center, a part of the 7 Strong that you have referenced multiple times, and I appreciate that. Make it fun and easy. Okay. How would you describe your leadership style, and is there something that you would like for us to know about you that you have not yet communicated?
You know, I am having, I guess, a leadership style. I mean, what you see is what you get. I love what I'm doing. I love that I'm here. I'm truly enjoying this opportunity. And I have a smile on my face most days. I really do. It's a challenging opportunity, but it's something that's incredibly rewarding. And for me, what makes me happy is when I've engaged with your students in your center and walking around campus and talking to students. Certainly it's something that makes me very proud. Something else about me, a student in the Marcus Garvey Center asked me if I was a vegetable, what vegetable would I be? So, and she is sweet pea, I think, and sweet potato. I've met a sweet potato, I've met a chive, a mushroom, so I'm a serrano chili. So that's something about me. I like spicy food, a little bit of danger, but I'm really enjoying my time here, everybody, and I greatly appreciate your time today. And what I'm going to do is Kara and I are going to stick around for a while, and if I haven't met you, please come up and say hello, or if you have some additional questions, I'd love to hear from you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.